Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Weekly Questions with Wade's Words of Wisdom. My name is Sarah Iden, and I am your host this semester for our podcast where we ask CEO Academy leader and Communication Studies professor Lisa Wade to share her wisdom on commonly asked questions. For this week's episode, we asked Professor Wade to share her wisdom on interviewing. Professor Wade, good to have you back.
Hey everyone. Hi Sarah. Nice to be with you again. This is interesting. I lost count. I think, is this number 4 or number 5, I think, in our little podcast. And today I want to talk to you just briefly about interviewing. And if I want to offer just a few of, I think, what are my best tips. And Sarah, you and I have talked about interviewing and you're getting ready to interview, and congratulations on your forthcoming graduation. So jump in here with some of your best advice. What I want to mention first is to be clear and to be intentional, because you don't want to go into an interview and kind of imply that you're still trying to figure it out, even though you are. That's okay. There is no shame in that. Let me be clear. But that's not really what you want to express, or you don't want to suggest that you want this job because it gives you the ability to travel. Instead, I want you to think about, what are you working towards? Why are you applying for this particular role with this company?
What experiences or knowledge are you hoping to gain from this position?
Listen, nobody in today's modern era expects that you're going to retire from the first company you enter as a profession after graduation. This is not a lifelong decision. But when you have that, what I call intention, and that stands out, that's going to help you really be competitive. Something else that human resource professionals want me to caution my students: don't be too casual. It's important to establish a good rapport, but don't refer to somebody as bro or dude. They're not your bro, and they don't want to be called dude.
Has that really happened?
Yes, that has actually happened. So if you really want that position with that organization, you need to demonstrate that professionalism.
For sure.
Also, I want you to do your research about the industry and some trends, because you're going to have some of the basic and traditional interview questions that are going to be offered. But think about being able to mention some of their goals and accomplishments or awards that have set them apart. And I also want you to understand that as much as they are sizing you up, you have the right, and you should be sizing them up. What vibe do you get when you go into the office? When you look around, are people happy? Do they seem to be content and engaged in what they're doing? Does the office physically look like a space where you would want to spend 40 hours a week? Or is it filled with yucky lighting and a dismal old furniture? That's just not going to be attractive. Did you feel that you were visible and that you were acknowledged as at least valuable? So again, the interview is not just about them getting to know you, but about you getting to know them. And you're going to want to think about, do your goals align with theirs? Is this a place you could, maybe see yourself growing and being happy? And when you think about it that way, it really is much less nerve-wracking, because you can have a little bit of the mindset that you are interviewing them.
I love that. It gives interviewing kind of a new lens to look through.
And again, if you get into Canvas, I have all kinds of tips on how to present your background and experiences, and maybe having a short story in your pocket ready to tell that has been thought out. And at the end of the day, you want to be memorable. You want to be able to have those interviewers think, candidate A was great, but candidate B, boy, that individual just really had something memorable and to stand out. And that's, how they're going to see you as part of their team.
Aside from being too casual, do you have any other don'ts of interviewing?
Don't go into an interview and ask, what are the primary duties of this job? That would tell them you didn't even read the job description. Instead, what you could ask, a great question that would make you distinct, is to say something like, if I were to get this job, which I'm really hoping that's the case, what would you recommend that I devote most of my attention, or a unique amount of my attention, to maybe the first 2 or 3 months?
Oh, I really like that.
It's an aha moment because in that interviewer's mind and that recruiter's mind, they're acknowledging, wow, this person already sees himself or herself in this role.
There you have it. Thank you so much for being here, Professor Waite.
Thanks again for listening, and take care, be well, reach out if you want to have a mock interview, and we're going to make that happen.
For more of Waite's words of wisdom on interviewing, check out the CEO Academy's Canvas page. Not a CEO Academy member? To join, scan or click the link posted below. And when interviewing, don't forget to do your research, stay professional, have intention, and be perceptive and memorable. Tune in next week for Waite's words of wisdom on salary negotiation.